Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 85 of Reaction Time Podcast. Today, we are going to be going over Joker Folie à Deux de
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew.
Filet mignon.
If you didn't catch that, in English, it is Joker 2. Can I just come out real quick, Craig,
Yeah,
and say mistake number one was the title of this movie?
100%.
The fact that I never heard a single person in a trailer say the full name of the movie means that it's unpronounceable for most of America, and immediately was a bad marketing device. So we'll start there.
We'll start there. Can I say one thing before we start?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody in Florida and North Carolina, our hearts and thoughts are out to you guys. Please be safe.
Yeah.
Hope everything goes okay with the insane hurricane. So just be safe out there.
And get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah, if you can. I think everything's like backed up now.
I know. Gosh.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So
Yep.
we're praying for you.
Yep. So
Okay, so go ahead.
yeah.
Joker 2.
What are your thoughts? What are your how you feeling, man? I mean, so
you know what?
We reviewed Joker
Craig,
1
we saw
not
this
too long
movie
ago.
last night. What?
I said we saw Joker 1 not too long ago.
Not too long ago.
Yeah.
Too long ago. So I've had 24 hours to sit on this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm not really happy
Yep.
per se. Let me try to explain with no spoilers. We're going to go no spoilers. We'll get into spoilers later.
Yep.
First of all, if you've seen anything about this movie, it's probably been negative already.
Yeah.
People aren't lying to you. It's not great, in my opinion.
Yep.
Is it as bad as I thought it was going to be? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. Is it good? No.
No.
Okay, pardon my French, but this movie, and I'll explain why later, felt like French. I didn't even mean to make that pun. Felt like you were being edged the entire time, and then there was no final satisfaction. If you don't know what that means, just
Ask your
wait.
parents.
You're probably not old enough. Ask your parents, but don't tell them that I said it. So,
that's not a bad analogy.
it's pretty much what it was like.
I don't even know if I would say there were definitely some parts that felt that way.
Yeah.
But as a whole, to me, I'm just pissed off.
Oh, as a whole,
Like-
yeah. No, that's not the thing. It's just that it just went like that the entire movie, and not in a good way.
No.
Well, Craig, what would you give it out of 10? What did you give the first one out of 10? Do you remember?
man.
It was high nines. I mean,
It was
listen,
high
Craig,
nines.
out of 1,000, you gave it a 958.
Yeah.
So we're
I bet
talking
it was.
9.5. You know,
Yeah.
you probably gave it 9.6, 7.8 ish.
So the two things that I will give this movie, I thought the acting was overall very, very good
Yeah.
between everybody. And that's me, even with, I think Lady Gaga did fantastic.
Whoa, Craig!
Her singing was great.
You're such a grown up.
I know,
Craig
I'm such a
hates
grown
Lady
up.
Gaga historically, or pretends to. We don't know still what the story is there.
I don't
never
hate,
given reasons.
I don't hate her. I just hated that she was going to be in this movie. That was all.
Oh, that's fair.
Joaquin Phoenix did really good. My biggest thing with him was he was given so little time to actually be the Joker in this movie.
Dude, yeah.
And when he was, it was very weird. Visually, I thought there were some really cool shots. There's this shot towards the beginning where he's walking outside and it's raining, and all these guards have these umbrellas. And when you're first walking, all the umbrellas are just black. But then when it does kind of like a top-down shot, they all have colors. And it's Joker imagining he's not in the rain, and there's the umbrellas, and it looks really cool. It's a cool shot. Very cool colors, visually appealing. Some of even the musical parts, I would say, had some really good visuals in them. Sure. But for me, now I haven't seen every comic book movie ever made, and I have definitely missed some of the really bad ones, like Morbius and Madam Web and the newest Fantastic Four. I never saw that. But to me, this is the worst comic book movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
In terms
You know
of
what?
as a whole. Yes, the acting and visuals were great. And I would even say some of the musical numbers, like some of the songs, I was actually kind of like, this is a good song, but it didn't fit at all. It didn't fit at all in the movie. But
dude, making this a musical, wow.
Oh, trash. Utter trash. It had nothing to do with the plot. It didn't make sense in any way, and it had nothing to do with the story. They literally were just talking, but it was in a song rather than just talking about it. And the way they did it was so weird. It would just be like him and Harley Quinn just talking, and then all of a sudden they would just start singing, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, that's not normal, you know? So, and I have a couple of really, really frustrating things about this movie that I can't get into until we get into spoilers. But honestly, just keep listening because it's not worth it to go see this movie.
No. You guys, here's the thing. With every movie we review, we always tell you whether we recommend you see it or not. And 95% of the time, we recommend you see it.
Yeah.
This is one of the times where literally I would say don't go see this movie.
No. See the first one, and then if you want to see the second one, just rewatch the first one.
That's exactly what I told somebody today.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I have seen a lot of the bad comic book movies. I have not seen Morbius, but I saw Madam Web. I saw Ant-Man 3. I saw Thor, Love and Thunder.
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. This is a different type of bad.
Yeah.
But I can't say it's worse than those, but I don't think it's better.
And I haven't seen them, so again, it might not be worse than those, but out of the ones I've seen, take worst away. Out of every movie I've ever watched in my entire life, this is like the most disappointing movie I think I've ever seen. In terms of like just because it was like the first one was so good, and it's not like I even had like high hopes for a sequel. I didn't need a sequel. This was fine. It was perfect on its own. But you do so well with the first one, and then this didn't even feel like a cash grab. Like, I probably would have enjoyed this movie more if it felt more like a cash grab. This just felt like literally the director just wanted to crap over everything. Like, literally just crap over everything.
Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. If anybody listened to like our Oppenheimer review, you understand how I feel about movies that were made to be good, which I know is not the right way to put that. They're made to be liked by the intellectuals, I guess. This is what happened, and it's happened to people before. Somebody makes a movie that just kills it at the box office, people love, and is great. And then immediately the writer, director, whoever says to themselves, oh my goodness, I am an artiste.
Mm-hmm.
And now I shall go create this very unique viewing experience for the audience that they've never seen before. And they get all weird about it. And they're like, whatever I touch turns to gold. And I'm going to make this really boring, really weird, but very artsy movie
Yeah.
And they think that they are now God. They're the God of cinema, and that, whatever they make is going to be great. And yeah, there's going to be the people who are like, best movie I've ever seen. If you don't like it, you just don't get cinema. And it's like, no.
I don't know if we're going to see that with this one, though.
Dude, there will be a crowd. Now, it won't be as big as the Oppenheimer crowd.
No.
But there will be a crowd of people who are like, you just don't get it,
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get why he made this movie.
No, I don't understand why this movie was made, because literally not even for the fact that we didn't need a sequel, but if you stick around for the spoilers, the story is literally nothing. I mean, it's literally nothing. It's truly nothing. Nothing happens until the very last 5 seconds. Literally
2 hours,
start to finish.
2 hours and 10 minutes of viewing time, and
nothing happens.
Nothing
happens.
2 hours in, something happens. So.
And that's it. I mean, it's literally, it's just like, I don't know.
And it's not going anywhere after this.
No.
Before it was even released, they were like, this is the end of it. So it's like, why introduce Harley Quinn? Why introduce, well, I won't spoil that, but why do these things?
Yeah.
And if it's not going anywhere, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But you could even tell from the trailers that the director was already embarrassed of his stuff, because in none of the trailers do they show a musical part at all. None. No. He holds a mic, and I think that's about it.
Yeah.
That you could maybe glimpse. So it's like he knew it wasn't going to work because he's not showing it in his trailers, because he doesn't want people to be like, oh, this is a musical, I don't want to go see it, because he knew that wouldn't do well. So I don't understand this movie at all. Like, this is like the Disney sequel straight to VHS, but 5,000 times worse, and it's a theatrical release.
Yeah. So there's a lot of mistakes.
I'd rather watch Megamind 2 again.
Oh, gosh. No, I'd rather watch Joker 2 than Megamind 2.
I don't think I would.
Really?
It didn't make me this mad.
This was better than Megamind 2. My goodness. That I will give it. Okay, Craig, what would you give it out of 10?
I want to give it just trash, but I have to give it some points for visuals, for acting, and a little bit of the score, even though majority of the score was just a score from the original. I give it a 2.8.
2.8?
Yeah.
That's so much lower than I thought. I was going to have the low score. I was going to give it a 4.3. So 2.8. Wow, that is so bad.
Yeah.
Besides Megamind 2, that is the lowest. It's got to be.
It's got to be.
By far. So,
And one thing is really bringing it down, and we'll talk about it in spoilers.
Yeah, so we are going to get into spoilers here in a second. I do have a list real quick that I made up of titles that they should have used for this movie. First of all, Folie à deux means the madness of two, which is not fitting for this movie even in a tiny way.
No.
So here are some alternatives that I think people would have liked a little bit better. Okay, so I've got Joker, Oui Oui Baguette. I've got Joker, Paris, Monsieur. I've got Joker, Macaroon, s'il vous plaît. I've got Joker, Je m'appelle Joey. Joker, Bonjour, Mademoiselle. I have Joker, Parlez-vous anglais? I have Joker, Filet Mignon. And I have Joker, La Eiffel Tower. So those would have been better. Spoilers, there's nothing French about this movie.
No.
So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Joker, go take a poo.
Joker, poo. Oh, I forgot Joker Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
Who, spoilers, does make
an appearance
in this movie. Pepe Le Pew. Joker le oui oui. Okay.
Oui, oui. Garbage.
Yeah, I think if you're listening to this and you were debating, I say boycott the movie.
Yeah.
so that crap like this doesn't get made anymore.
I mean, they are. People
Yeah.
are boycotting this movie, and I am so happy about it.
This movie will so not get rewatched by anyone.
No, they're
Like,
already expecting.
Oh my goodness.
They're already expecting to lose $150 million on this movie.
Dang.
Yeah.
I
Good.
mean, here's the thing too.
Good.
If this movie comes out 2 years after Joker, it's maybe a different story. You know, like if you disregard COVID, maybe it does a little better.
Yeah.
But like also being so late and then being a musical and then being trash and then having a terrible story, it's gonna tank. So
Yeah.
help us tank Joker. Oui, I feel bonsoir.
And go support the Wild
bon
Robot.
voyage. Dude,
Go
yeah,
see
go see
that
a Wild
instead of Joker
Robot.
2.
Oh my goodness, go watch that, dude.
Or even Transformers 1, I've heard is amazing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to go see that.
I heard it's good.
But just not this.
Not this. No.
Just go see something else.
Go take the $10, light it on fire outside, and you'll have more fun.
That's actually true. At least you
How
get
about
some
this?
enjoyment.
How about this? Take the $10 you were going to go see Joker 2 and donate it to freaking Florida and North Carolina. Like,
There you go.
seriously.
Yes.
Go
That-
do something with your money.
Yeah, that would be so much better. Oh my goodness.
So much better.
Oh
Oh, man.
man. Okay. You want to jump into spoilers?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't have that many notes.
I don't either.
I've kind of already raged a little bit, but there's more. So
Yeah.
I got more. Okay, well, if for some reason you are going to see this movie, may God guide you in your quest and bless you and your family.
But we're
But,
getting into spoilers.
go ahead, follow us on social media, follow us
Yeah.
on YouTube, vote on our polls that we're doing there.
We have the coolest alphabet tournament of all time.
We do. And it is shocking, folks. It is truly, truly shocking.
Who chooses A over Z? Come on.
Everything that I have voted for has been wrong, so I'm surprised. Or
Oh,
almost
really?
everything.
I think that's the
Almost.
only one I've been wrong on.
Oh, okay, well, I just like the wrong letters then.
I guess so.
If you have no idea what we're talking about, go to YouTube, click on the community tab, and you'll know.
Yep, you will.
Okay, let's jump into spoilers.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. My
So-
first visual note is not
Yeah.
until the lipstick thing. So
Okay. My
walk me
main,
through what you have.
my one, I only have two. The one was the umbrellas that I already talked about.
Okay.
And then the other one's like way into the courtroom scene.
Okay. So visually, again, very good movie.
Yeah.
It's the same as the first one where it's like got really good shots, good color grading, like
Yeah. Cool
kind of
camera
everything
angles.
you want out of a movie like this. Yeah. Nothing too weird as far as like camera choices, nothing that throws it off. And yeah, I do think that like the musical numbers were like visually pleasing. They just
Yes.
didn't belong.
No, they didn't.
You know what I mean? Like they belong in La La Land
Right.
or any other musical, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, yes, they were good, but they did not fit.
No.
So it's gonna be hard to kind of judge
And they did nothing for the story.
that movie. So, okay, can I talk about the lipstick thing?
Yes.
I just want people to try to understand where I'm coming from. Okay, this shot was in the trailer, and maybe if I remember, I will put it into the YouTube video here. Okay. At no time in this movie do they break the fourth wall. Not once. Nobody ever acknowledges the camera. Nobody ever breaks the fourth wall. Okay, so there's that. What happens is Goo Goo Gaga goes and visits the Joker in prison. Okay, there's a glass wall in between them where they're talking. Okay, she draws a little like Joker smiley face in lipstick on the window. Okay, the camera is like not from Lady Gaga's point of view; it's from a third person point of view, like off to the left of Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
The Joker moves his face into position so that the red lipstick makes a mouth for the audience, but it would not line up for Lady Gaga.
No.
If you picture it from her point of view, he just misses all the way.
Horribly.
It is so stupid. And I know, like, you might think it's not a big deal. It is. It's absolute laziness and a terrible idea. And it is a big deal. And from the second I saw it in the trailer, I knew it was stupid. And it was even dumber seeing it on the big screen.
Yeah, it was.
It's stupid. If you really think about it, because here's the thing, especially, and this is not the only time that this movie just pulls you out of the movie. Because one thing I loved about the Joker, dude, I watched the first Joker on a cell phone.
Yeah.
And it pulled me in. Yeah. And I was in that movie witnessing it the entire time. This time, every 15 seconds, I was reminded I was in a movie theater watching a movie.
Yeah.
Which is not how you want to feel during a movie like this.
No.
You don't.
No.
It's not fun.
No, it's not.
It's not. It doesn't feel unique. You don't feel connected to it. It just kept pulling you out of the movie over and over and over and over again. Like Deadpool, I want to feel like I'm watching a movie because they made it to be that experience where you are the audience, which makes you a part of the movie. This just like messed up the vibe completely.
Everything.
So, and it's not like that messed up the whole movie, but it's just another thing that they did that just didn't fit with at least, you know, what they had accomplished with the first one.
Right.
So,
right.
Okay, I'm off my lipstick soapbox, but it's like one of those little things that highlights an overall theme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or encapsulates an overall theme. So,
which is they just had zero care in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I read that this was supposed to be a Broadway play originally, and then they decided to make it a movie.
It would be so cool as a Broadway play.
It would be great as a Broadway play.
It would be amazing as a Broadway play.
It'd be great. It would have been awesome. People would have loved it. It probably would have done really well. But when the first one is the #1 rated movie of all time until Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and you got everybody on board and you got all the money in the world and you've made perfection one time.
Yeah.
Because the only other movies that he's made are The Hangovers. And the first one was great and the others were trash.
Oh, those are the movies. That's him?
Yeah, it's him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
First Hangover was great. But he makes a second one and it's garbage. And then he makes a third one and it's even more garbage. It's like he gets these ideas and he makes something and he does really well with it. And then he cannot think of anything else, but still decides to make another movie because he just thinks he can.
I could have so easily written a better sequel.
Anybody could. Freaking Google AI, Gemini. I could ask Google Gemini right now to make me a Joker 2 script, and I can guarantee you it would be 1,000 times better than this trash.
You're right.
Because literally, we'll get into it with the story. I kid you not. He starts in a hallway in the jail cell, and he ends in the exact same hallway in the jail cell. There is...
And it's not even like the movie came full circle. It's just literally...
It's just literally he makes it
didn't
out,
go anywhere.
And then he just immediately goes back there, and then he dies.
Spoiler. Just kidding.
Wow, crazy. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, literally, if you would have told me in 2019 that they're like, oh yeah, they're going to make a sequel. This movie just did so well. It's going to be about his trial.
Yeah, the whole movie.
Oh, and what else? No, that's it. And then they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But what else? Oh, but they'll sing.
Yeah, and it'll be partially a Harley Quinn origin story. And guess what?
But kind of not.
But kind of not.
Because she's not even weird or crazy.
No, and she literally like is in it for just a little bit, and then she just leaves in the end. And then he's going to play Joker like one time, but he's going to act super weird. Like, he went through so much character development in the first one. And at the end, when he's on the freaking talk show, he is confident. He is collected. He has a goal. He's driven. He knows what he's going to do, and he's crazy. And then in this, he's like fumbling the whole time during the court scene, and he's like playing, like acting like in this weird it's all just so weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And then
it's
when
like
he's
a completely
Arthur
different
Fleck,
character.
Yeah, he just reverts back to his old, you can mess me up and beat me up Arthur Fleck character where he was already getting rid of that and had gotten rid of that fully at the end of Joker 1.
Yeah. It's silly.
So, two things that bothered me. One is in the visuals. The second's in the story. So I'll talk about the one in the visuals. This is something. Maybe this is just me. I'm not sure, and I want to talk about this scene because there's so many. This is actually my favorite scene of the movie, but there's this part in it that just really bothered me, and maybe I'm just weird for some reason. But when they bring Gary back and the little person, and that scene between him and Gary, I think is the best scene in that movie as a whole. Very intense. Gary, the actor for Gary is super good.
So good.
Displaying that. And even Joaquin Phoenix trying to hold back his emotions, hearing Gary's side is so good. Why did they need to show a scene of him sitting on some yellow pages? Like, he's a little person, so we got to make fun of him being a little person?
Well, yeah, and here's the thing.
Why did they need to show that? What did that accomplish?
How tall do you think he is? Like 3'6", 3'8", something like that?
Probably.
The Yellow Pages book was probably an inch and a half thick.
Yeah.
That's not...
It's usually the lower half that's shorter when they sit. It's not like they're sitting much lower than normal people.
Well, no, I mean, he would be, but even still, that is not going to make him sit up at the height of somebody who's 5'10".
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand the point of that.
He's sitting it now with just the Yellow Pages book. He's at the same height as every other witness.
Yeah.
It's like, how about just like pretend they raised up the chair? And
yeah.
why
did they even need to show that? It felt like.
Here's the thing. If you stack a ton of books, I get it, right? It's like, oh, you're kind of re-emphasizing that he's smaller, he's vulnerable, stuff like that. Fine, I get it. But like one stupid little book is like...
But they already portrayed that.
Sense.
They already portrayed that with him walking in the courtroom.
Exactly. You don't need to do anything else.
No. It felt like he was just insulting him for no reason. It was just like, I don't understand what the point of that was, other than to be like, haha, he's a little person. Okay, great. Like, I don't get that. I don't know. It bothered me. I was just like, why did you? It's 2 seconds. So what did you gain from that? You already showed him very cautiously walking in the courtroom, looking very terrified. As soon as he sees Joaquin Phoenix, he's freaking out. Like, you've already portrayed that, and you already portrayed that in the first one. When he's sitting there and the other guy's getting stabbed to death while he's watching him, you already portrayed that emotion. And so it's like, this just felt like an insult. I don't know. It really bothered me. I don't know. For some reason, I was just like, what was the point of that? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it added to the movie, but I don't know what anything in this movie added to it. So.
Right. Yeah.
Get off your high horse, Todd Phillips.
Yeah. Todd. Was that your last note?
Yeah, it's my only other visual.
Okay, so I have 3 notes that are actually all positive.
Okay, cool.
Which I know is shocking. Okay, so the first time something in this movie, the first time something shocking happens in this movie is about an hour and 45 minutes in. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it feels like. When they're in the courtroom and he's singing and he grabs that stool and then he just starts beating Harvey Dent with it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
He finally like snapped and did something crazy, which was like what the entire first movie was, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's all in his head and it didn't really actually happen. And then he beats the judge, right? So it's like shocking things are happening, but also they're all in his dreams. So it's like visually cool, story-wise, stupid.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, one thing I did like that I can't detract from at all, I like that we finally get to see like Arkham on the island, like away from everything. I don't feel like I can pinpoint any Batman live action thing that has ever really shown it well
Right.
and well lit. I feel like it's always like you see the spooky entrance and it's raining and that's it. Like, I don't feel like I've ever really seen it. So I do like that they had a big wide shot of just like one bridge road leading out to Arkham on this island. I thought that was cool and I thought it looked really good.
Cool. Yeah.
So points for that. And then I really did love the explosion.
Oh, yeah.
And I love me an explosion followed by silence.
Mm-hmm. And the ringing in the ears.
Big fan of that. And the explosion looked good and the aftermath looked good. So props also for that.
Even though it makes zero sense because he was the only one that could get up.
Yep.
People that were further,
everybody else is dead. Even the people
that
in the
were further
jury
away
who were
than
not
him died.
that. Yep. People who were not that close died. Now, are we also are we led to believe that that is how Harvey becomes Two-Face, even though it didn't really, he was barely bleeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
And was he fine or did he die? I mean, it looked like his legs were like totally blown up.
His legs were blown up?
Not like blown up, but just bleeding all over the place.
Oh. If that was what it was supposed to be, they did a bad job.
100%. They tried the Breaking Bad, freaking half blown off face, and they failed historically.
Yeah.
Because that would be like a perfect Harvey Dent Two-Face.
So yeah. Yeah. So
what are you going to give the visuals?
I really will never get over the lipstick thing because it's dumber than people think it is. But visually, it is a good movie. I'll give it a 194.
Okay.
Even though I don't want to give anything that high, but visually, it was still great.
Yeah, visually, it is really good. There's very little visually that's wrong with this movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll do 193. Just because of the yellow pages.
Deal. All right. So story.
Okay.
Not a fan. First of all, just gonna throw that out there.
Can I give my score now?
Yeah.
I literally don't even know what to give this other than like this sounds so bad, but it really is just that bad. Like a 12.
That's fair, actually.
I mean, it's just literally nothing happens in this movie.
Dude, here's the thing.
And nothing makes sense.
Not only does nothing happen, nobody develops at all. Okay?
No,
the
revert.
Joker does not develop. If anything, it's a regression of character.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn is the most underwhelming portrayal of Harley Quinn that could ever exist ever in history.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you could do to dull that character down more.
Yeah.
The only thing that was maybe even a little bit baby, tiny little, remotely close to it being an actual Harley Quinn was she kind of lied about her mom putting her in the hospital. She actually put herself there and she's perfectly sane. Maybe. That's it.
And her lighting the piano on fire.
Sure.
Yeah.
Congratulations. We've all done that though. You know what I mean?
Have you done? Moving on.
I'm just kidding. But oh my goodness. Like, I think of, here's the thing. Suicide Squad, that whole thing, it's a mess, right? But Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is like this very iconic portrayal of a character.
Yeah.
And it's great. Every single girl between the ages of 16 and 28 was Harley Quinn for Halloween that year.
Yeah.
And the 3 years following, right? She did something with the character. She was crazy. She had this good accent. She was all makeup and everything. Lady Gaga was just Lady Gaga from A Star Is Born, from what I could tell.
Yeah.
And then she lit a piano on fire. But she was very calm about it.
She was very calm about it.
And that was it. And I'm like, that is so boring.
Yeah.
I get that this is a more grounded take on superhero villain
Of course.
comic book stuff, right? I get that. That's fine. But the Joker's so psychotic in the first one.
Yeah.
So you know that we're allowed to have, and there's people in the world, in the real world, who are way more psychotic than whatever this Harley Quinn was.
Oh, yeah.
She just didn't do
I'm more
anything.
psychotic than that Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that's actually probably true. Their relationship is the most confusing thing ever. It comes
It's
out
so
of
dumb.
nowhere. It dies
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just nothing makes sense. And yeah, it starts in the jail. It ends in the jail. It's only about his trial. It doesn't go anywhere outside of that. And you
No.
don't learn any new information about him or his surroundings.
No, do you know what you learn in this movie? It's
What?
literally a recap of Joker 1. I mean, that's literally
That's
literally
true.
all this movie is, because they get the girl, his pretend girlfriend from the first one, and they
Yeah.
just replay the story of what happened there. And they get Gary,
Yep.
and they just replay the story of what happened with
Yeah.
Gary. It's literally,
literally
just
a movie
them
about the
retelling
trial.
Joker 1.
It's a movie about the trial of the crimes that you literally just witnessed
Yeah.
in the first movie.
You already
That's
know about them.
literally the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's very dumb,
That's all it is.
and I don't like it. I'm not.
And none of it makes sense. Like,
no.
So basically, you find out Harley Quinn is actually from this like rich family. She put herself into the hospital, into the jail, because she wanted to meet the Joker, because she had seen his animated movie, which we still don't know if it's good or not, because she says it is, but then everybody else says it's trash.
Yeah.
So she wanted to meet him. She's infatuated with him, which I know that's Harley Quinn in the comics, but this is like 0 to 4 billion, like instantly, which I think is so dumb. But he gets locked up in solitary confinement. Only him. There is nobody else that can be allowed there. And there's like 5 people that are locked up in there. And they just let her in his cell?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because her parents are rich? Do they own the jail? If they had explained that a
question.
little bit more, that would have made more sense.
Yeah.
But she literally just, they let me in, and then they have sex, and then she says she's pregnant. And it's like, are you even pregnant, though? You're like lying about everything?
It feels more like 90 Day Fiance
I'd probably rather watch that than this.
than a Joker movie.
At least it's 90 days. This is like 2 seconds.
This is like 3 seconds. They fall in love. They have sex. She gets pregnant. She doesn't like him anymore. He dies. The end.
The end.
Congratulations.
There's the movie. She steals
That's
the
the
TV and just, I guess it's cool,
just-
whatever. It's
it's just
Arkham,
they,
I
like,
guess.
I guess this is the thing, is she's so not scary or psychotic or anything. And then every once in a while, it's like they realize that she hadn't done anything crazy in a minute. So they have her do this really like random crazy thing, like, oh shoot, okay, light a piano on fire and action.
Yeah.
And she lights the piano on fire. Oh, steal a TV. But
Yeah.
be really calm about it.
Yeah. And just walk
Don't
away
cut the scene or
peacefully.
anything. Just grab the TV and walk away slowly.
Yeah, like nothing's going to happen. Don't worry. This is Arkham, so I guess it's just nobody cares.
Yeah. If you want to see what this movie should have been, go to Hot Rod and watch the scene where they are walking down the street singing, we're not going to sit in silence. We're not going to live with it. And then the guy steals
That's
the TV.
one of the
They
best
throw the dumpster
scenes
through.
ever
That-
made.
Nothing even remotely as crazy as that happened in this movie. And they blow up a courthouse.
They do.
Okay? So...
Did you steal a TV?
just yeah, man, we just gotta, it's scary when something like that happens. You just gotta run for your life and hope that nobody gets hurt. So good. Oh,
Okay. When he says, let's give the people what they want, movie should have ended. It would have been perfect. I would have given this a 10 out of 10.
you're right. Is that when the first song started?
No, I think that's when he is Joker for the first time in the courtroom. And he's like,
Oh.
let's give the people what they want. And the movie should have ended, which would have been hilarious. Also, okay, this is, again, It doesn't make sense. Why in the world does the judge allow him to dress as the Joker? I don't.
Yeah.
They throw the most like phony thing in of to like, well, there's no rules. You're the judge.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
right?
Like,
Okay. So first, let me one quick thing that I thought was funny that I liked.
okay.
There's this guard, and he's like, "Hey, I want you to sign my book." So the Joker takes his book and he's about to sign it, and then the guard, which who would do this?
I
The
know.
guard like tries to whisper over the top of the Joker, like, "Oh, like I wonder like when they're gonna fry him in the chair or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
something about him dying in the electric chair."
Yeah.
And so the Joker like started signing his name and then he crosses it off and just writes, "I hope you get cancer," which honestly is hilarious. It was so
Perfect.
funny.
But yeah,
best part of
who
the
in-
movie.
Who in the right mind would literally, he has to talk through the Joker to the other guy.
Yeah.
Why would you be like, oh, I wonder if he's going to get the electric chair or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
Okay.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. So my next and last thing about the story is
Okay.
let's talk about edging, folks. So this is what happened throughout the movie. Okay. There were times where a scene was getting good.
Yes.
It was getting kind of tense. There was good
Yeah.
dialogue.
Yep.
Something was happening, and then boom, musical number. And not a musical number always actually happening there, but a musical number in a dream
Yes.
or in a daydream, an imagination, whatever.
Yes.
So this musical number, more often than not, is not actually happening in the current situation. It is leaving this really good scene to go to a musical number that, yeah, maybe the song is good and maybe the singing is good, but it's like literally imagine you're watching the scariest movie ever and something really bad is about to happen, and then boom, Netflix ad.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And all the lights in your house turn on.
Yeah.
And nothing scary happens. And somebody starts playing Happy Birthday. And then a goat walks in. And then it's 12 noon. And then the scary thing happens and you missed it because
No,
all
the
this other
scary
stuff
thing
was
doesn't even
going on.
happen.
No, it happens in the background, but nobody saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
This is-
and it
this
just
is-
kept doing that over and over again. And that's what I was talking about, where it pulls you out of the movie.
Yeah. It's literally like you take A Quiet Place. Emily Blunt has stepped on the nail. She is going upstairs. She is about to give birth. She sits into the bathtub, right? And she starts screaming as the fireworks are going off. And then she just gets up and just starts dancing with the aliens and like singing a song.
100%.
And just sings a song.
100%.
And it's just like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't die. Oh my gosh, please don't kill me. And then it's all of a
And
sudden
we're
it's
in
back
love.
to it. Yeah, and then it's back to it, and all of a sudden you don't even see her at the baby, because that was the thing about this movie.
No,
they would
you
do the
never-
musical number, and it would just skip to something totally different.
It would go to the next part of the movie, so you never got to finish the scene.
No, and it was like a totally different scene. And then you're like, wait, where am I? What am I doing? What just happened?
Yeah. No, it's insane.
It's literally insane.
Well, and here's the thing, too. Almost everything, not everything, almost everything that is supposed to be shocking, like you think of the shocking things that happen in The Joker, the first one, which is mostly people dying, but it's like when he shoots Murray, when he kills the people on the bus, when he smothers his mom with a pillow, when he stabs that guy and bangs his head against the wall in front of Gary, when Gary's, you don't know if he's going to kill Gary because Gary needs to leave and he can't reach the throne. All this stuff that happens, okay? Everything even remotely similar to that happens in this movie is in a dream, so there's no consequence.
No.
It's all in his head.
He beats up Harvey
And then,
Dent,
yeah,
the judge, but
two
nothing actually
times-
happens.
2 times does something happen. The courthouse blows up, and that's like at the end of the movie. And then he gets stabbed in jail and dies, and that's at the very end of the movie. That
Very
is
end.
the end of the movie.
Literally the end.
And
And it's
that's
such a
it.
dumb scene.
So it's like and it's a super dumb scene.
Yeah.
So there's no consequence. And you start to catch on to this pretty early on in the movie where you're like, oh, nothing's actually going to happen
No.
in this movie. Like,
No.
it's it's all in his head, so it doesn't matter. And it's not like it's cool. It's in his head, like, oh, whoa, it's trippy.
Right,
No,
right.
it's just showing this musical daydream where maybe sometimes some people die.
Yeah.
Or he's in love, or both.
Yeah.
So, big thumbs down to that.
Okay. I have two more things.
Okay.
The reason why I'm giving this story even 12 points. And then the reason why I'm giving this story only 12 points.
Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
I'll start with the good thing. I thought this, and this is what even, it almost pisses me off so much. But because of how, for me at least, how incredible this one accumulation line was. So he's the Joker in the courtroom, and he goes to the jury, and he just starts breaking down and basically saying, like, it was all a sham. I'm not the Joker. Like, I can't do this anymore. And he looks at the jury, and he goes, knock, knock, who's there? And he says, Arthur Fleck. And then he says, Arthur Fleck who? That was such a cool, powerful, emotional culmination of everything, because he's the Joker, right? And in this movie, he's telling jokes to people. I mean, it's not like the Joker really tells jokes. It's not really like what his thing is. Anyways, that's besides the point. But I thought that was very cool, because it's like, Arthur Fleck who? Like,
Yeah.
there is no Arthur Fleck, or who is Arthur Fleck? Like, he doesn't know, right? That was so good. I was like, oh, damn, like that actually like kind of really stuck with me. And that's also what's so frustrating, because it's like you got these glimpses of something that could have been very good or very cool or on the edge of your seat, and they never showed it, or it was just, but this is literally like the end of the movie. And so at that point it was like, I didn't care. I still thought it was very cool and very just like, whoa, it really makes you stop and think of like, dang, what did they really mean by that? And where is he emotionally and mentally and all that other kind of stuff? But then there's just, it didn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
That could have hit so well in a good movie. That could have hit. It just could have been super good. So that's why I'm giving 12 points, because I thought that part was like really good. I thought that line was awesome, and I like that it was a joke in a way, you know? Okay. So do you have anything else? Because I'm going to talk about like my final thing that I just need to get off my chest.
I mean, I just need to give it a score.
Okay.
You've made a lot of really good points. I'm trying to figure out how to give it the highest points possible to be fair.
But why?
But it's really, really difficult.
Was the director fair?
I'm going to give it 20
Okay.
because I like that I Hope You Get Cancer thing. And I thought
Yeah, that was pretty good.
a lot of the dialogue was written well, even though it was for a stupid purpose.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I see that.
Yeah.
The writing in general wasn't bad. Like
The story writing was bad, but the
Yeah.
dialogue writing was
the
not.
dialogue was good. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, what's your final thing, Craig?
Okay,
So let it all out.
So my final thing is the very end. And
Oh, gosh.
it's even worse now, having kind of read and listened to some things. So for those that are still here that haven't seen the movie, basically very end, Joker, he gets back in jail, and the guard comes to him and he's like, hey, you've got a a guest here. Well, no, not a guest. You got a visitor.
Visitor.
Yeah. And so he starts walking down the hall, and this guy comes up to him and he's like, hey, do you want to hear a joke? And the guy's like, and Joker's like, okay, if it's quick, yeah. So he says this whole joke that is super dumb and just goes full circle to you get what you deserve. And he stabs Joaquin Phoenix like 10 times, right?
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix like sits there and weirdly like walks for like a quick second. I don't know why his legs have just all of a sudden become like these robot stick legs that can't walk normally. I don't know. I've never been stabbed 10 times in the stomach, so I'm not sure what happens.
We'll test it out and report.
We'll test it out and we'll report back. So as he's dying, he lays down on the ground, and the guy in the background is starting to just laugh hysterically, okay? And he takes I'm assuming it's like a piece of glass or something is what it looks like.
I don't think we see it really, though.
No, not really. He takes the glass and he's laughing hysterically, and he puts the glass in his mouth, and he starts to carve his mouth into, I'm assuming, a smile. You don't actually see it. You just kind of see a blurry image of him cutting his mouth open. So Todd Phillips, the director, at the end of the first movie, wanted Joaquin Phoenix to cut his mouth at the end of the first Joker to tie it into Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. But Christopher Nolan was still working at Warner Brothers and refused to allow him to do that.
Yeah, because it wouldn't make any sense.
No. Now he makes this movie, and Christopher Nolan doesn't work at Warner Brothers anymore. So literally, he's like, screw you, I'm going to do what I want. And literally, to me, this is how I feel. It feels like the biggest disrespect to Christopher Nolan and Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Who played the part incredibly, and who Christopher Nolan directed it incredibly. Because you're literally just trying to ride on the fame of what he did and give that shock of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like, does this mean it's tied into the Heath Ledger like trilogy or something?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you can do that, because it's like Heath Ledger passed away super sadly. We don't exactly know what happened. You know, people say he got a little bit too into the Joker thing. I don't know. Whatever was going on in his life. I didn't know him. But it's like, it's a sad subject. It's a very good trilogy that is very respected, where they did Heath Ledger justice, and I still think hands down the best Joker performance we've seen and probably will ever see. I think Joaquin Phoenix,
and maybe the best performance of all time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, probably is. I think Joaquin Phoenix did a fantastic job in the first one, and he distinguished himself enough away from it that it didn't feel like Heath Ledger.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is like the worst cash grab, shock, piece of trash that you can think of, because it's like, it doesn't make any sense in any way that anybody would do that. The whole thing with the Heath Ledger Joker is you don't know what happened. You don't know where he got his scars.
That's the thing. And that is so much a portrayal of a character that should be completely left alone.
Exactly.
Like all the way.
Exactly.
Nobody needs a prequel or sequel of somebody trying to imitate him or give an origin. We don't want it. Nobody wants it.
And especially where Christopher Nolan already had told him, no, I'm not going to allow you to do that.
Yeah.
And then he just middle fingers him as soon as he leaves and is like, you know what? Screw you. I'm still going to do it.
Well, and even outside of all of kind of the respect stuff too, this movie takes place in like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the guy who does it is probably in his 30s.
Yeah.
And the Joker shows up in 2008. So we're talking about 28 years later. You're telling me Heath Ledger's Joker was 60 years old?
Or did somebody do that, and then when Heath Ledger killed that person, he did the same thing? Are you trying to insinuate some
it's
dumb tradition or
It's dumb.
something?
No. Yeah.
So
Doesn't work.
It's
stupid.
It felt like, oh my gosh, like how do you? I just don't know how you do that as like a human being. Like you didn't think in some way that would be just like not cool, you know?
Yeah. Right.
And so it's just like it felt like to him he was just like, whatever. I'm all powerful. I created one of the best rated R movies of all time. Biggest at the box office. He probably thinks his should be better than Deadpool and Wolverine because he's like, well, that one's just because of Wolverine's back and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, you know what? That's why it's so sour. It's just like, yeah, it's not I mean, it is a bad movie, but it's not the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. But in ways, it feels like the worst movie I've ever seen in my life because of some of the decisions that he made. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I was fuming when I saw that scene. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you did not just do that.
Yeah. Well, he's going to probably feel the backlash. So,
I hope so.
how do you like the odds of a public apology? Do you think he'll get bullied into it?
If enough people get mad at him, I bet he will, just like any other person.
Yeah. I'd say 10-1 odds.
Yeah. I think he's too good. I think he's too good for himself that he would ever do something like that.
Yeah.
I guess he went and like stayed in his ranch during the opening weekend of this movie.
Good idea.
It's like, I'm hiding from the world.
He's going to be really sad when he gets back.
100%.
He gets back into cell service and he's like, oh no. Okay. Should we talk about the acting?
Yes.
Which was one of the good parts of this movie.
Yeah. Definitely the highlight.
Good acting. I don't really have too much to say about it.
No.
Like Lady Gaga did a good job, but her character was boring. Like it was it was not a standout performance or anything.
No.
Like literally anybody could have done what she did.
Yeah. I thought some of her facial expressions sometimes were like very good because I will say people portraying like weird facial expressions, I think that's hard. Like it seems easy, but when there was like a part where she was like wide-eyed, like kind of crazy looking, and I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I'll give you props. You looked really good.
Yeah.
Like you did look kind of insane in that moment. Where not a lot of people can really portray that like very intense insanity, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought Joaquin Phoenix did great, but I wanted more Joker. And
yeah, there was just no Joker.
I didn't want his weird Joker.
The one thing that I did like from him was when he fired his lawyer and decided to become his own, to represent himself in court. And he started switching back and forth between like this Southern lawyer kind of like character. Like I thought that was really cool. And I thought that was really well done where it's like he's probably pulling, you know, from TV and stuff, like what he knows about being a lawyer and stuff. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
And very, very well acted. And he would jump back and forth between doing that and then being kind of like offended by certain things as Arthur. Yeah. I thought that was really cool. But that was really like one of the big standout things to me. Everybody did really, really well, but I just don't think the writing allowed for standout performances. But from really anybody, except for Gary.
Yeah, I think that whole scene right there was very good. Gary, standout performance. And I think Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of, you know, just starting to really understand more like how terrified Gary was. And like you could tell he was actually like getting emotional, like because he did like Gary a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And so I liked that internal turmoil that Joaquin Phoenix was able to portray in that scene. And just Gary, that scene was great. Like,
yeah,
that for me felt like a 10 out of 10 type of scene. You know, not quite Get Out, Teacup, you know, with the mom and the boyfriend,
Yeah.
but like really good though. Like intense, very intense, very suspenseful, you know, because you were like, that's where I wanted something to happen, you know?
Yeah.
That's where in the first Joker, something like that would happen. Something just crazy or off the wall or whatever it would be. But that's like the one scene, the only scene that played out from start to finish. And that's why it was so good. Because the other ones just broke up into song. It's like if Gary and him started singing together.
Oh, no, for
That's
sure.
how dumb
I
it
was
would've
really
been.
worried. I was worried that was going to happen.
It probably
didn't.
probably had it originally in there.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's in the deleted
Yeah.
scenes. It's the extended edition.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get the Zack Snyder cut.
No. That's the last thing I need, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Do you have other notes?
I don't have any notes.
Okay. So what would you give the acting?
I do agree where I think the acting was all great. I don't think anybody did bad. Harvey Dent was fine. I don't understand why he needed to be there.
No, but did he feel like Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah.
Like a ton?
But
Something
not
about him,
as
I was
good
like,
as
that
Joseph
guy's
Gordon-Levitt?
No. It felt like he was portraying Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the person.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was super weird. I mean, I get why his character was there. Harvey Dent is the DA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if the movie's about the trial and it's about the people of Gotham, then he would be involved, you know?
But I don't think he would. I don't think he would be the defendant, like the head court guy. Would he?
I don't know. I don't know how the legal system works.
Wouldn't that usually be like somebody else that's doing that type of thing?
I don't know.
Isn't he
because
supposed to be
it's-
leading the cops?
I don't know. Isn't he supposed to have his face blown off? Isn't he supposed to be flipping coins? I don't know much about Harvey Dent.
Isn't he supposed to be talking to Heath Ledger in a freaking nurse's suit?
Yeah, wait a second. Isn't his hospital supposed to blow up? Okay, so what? I mean, yeah. What are you gonna give it?
It's hard. It was all good, but was there like crazy standout stuff? No, there was some good scenes. I'll do 190.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah,
Craig, we're twins.
we're twins. Yay!
Yeah, still really good.
So really good. The highlights of the
But it
movie
could have been
was
great.
the acting and the visuals.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so score.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I thought the score was very good. I know a lot of it was reused, but that's just how movies go
Yeah.
when there's multiples. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any movies that basically have more than one movie reuse some songs. That's just
Yeah.
how
Oh
it is.
yeah. No, literally everything does.
What I'm torn about is that I think that the musical numbers truly were actually not bad,
Yeah, they weren't.
but I hated that they existed.
Yeah.
So
So
I
how do you
have
judge
no
that?
idea. I have no idea how to score that.
Is that story though?
That's, I think I took all that off on story. So maybe I
Yeah.
should judge it according to just how good it is.
Yeah.
But also it's like, no, because it's got to fit the movie.
True.
I'll do in between. I'm going to give it 149.
Okay.
Not totally medium. I'm taking points off because the musical numbers, some of them were so Broadway and they were great by themselves. And Lady Gaga
that
sang
mountain
them well.
one. That mountain
And the
one.
mountain
I was
one
kind
was
of
great.
vibing with
So good. But then I was
until
like,
he started
I'm
tap
mad.
dancing.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the tap dancing. Oh my gosh. Rip my eyes out.
What was that?
Why on earth is the Joker tap dancing?
What was that? And it wasn't. It wasn't even like if he had just kind of started. Not that this would have been any better, but if he had just kind of started doing it while everything was playing, it would have maybe been not quite as jarring. But literally everything stops, light on him, and he just starts tap dancing, and you're like,
Oh, It's
What am I watching? What am I
it's
watching?
bad. It is bad.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Oh. For that, I'm giving it a 130.
Fair.
The tap dancing
That is
offended
fair.
me.
Yeah, honestly, that's a
It
good
offended
word.
me.
Oh, wait, shoot. What did you give the acting? Oh,
190.
You did 190.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just deleted it. You're doing 130
Yeah.
for the score? Okay.
That feels low.
Give it another shot. What do you want to give it for real? 131?
No, let's do 140. I'll be a little
Okay.
more generous.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though I hated all of it. In a way. Ah, man, if they had made this like a Broadway play, just, gosh.
Yeah.
I'm mad at the
Would've been great.
director. I'm mad at him.
Would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so vibe.
right. One four-letter little word. Vibe.
Oh.
Or poop.
I was like, is your number a 4-letter word?
5.
4.
4. So here's the thing. I vibe with the Gary scene and with the courtroom explosion. And a lot of the courtroom, well, not a lot of it. Some of the courtroom dialogue. And that's where my vibe ends. I will give it
Gosh.
I will give it a 26.
Dang. I was thinking higher than that, but I'm trying to like.
Be honest with yourself, man.
I
I'm just saying
know.
I did not have fun.
I didn't have any fun, and I was pissed at the end.
Yeah.
I want to give this a negative just because I'm spiteful of it, but I can't.
If those are the noises you make thinking about the movie, it can't be high.
I'll give it a 19.
Okay.
My entire score for Megamind 2.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh. Jeez. All right. Craig, what do you think you gave this movie in total?
410. 411.
That sounds good. I'll say I gave it 431. Craig, you are at a 554. Congratulations.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I gave the score good too. I didn't think about that.
And I give it a 579. That is too high. I mean, acting and visuals really saved this
And then the
movie.
score was
'cause can
fine.
you imagine if this movie was animated in the style of Megamind 2? Lord have mercy.
And they had not great actors.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's jump into the box office.
At least, here's my only thing. At
What?
least with Megamind 2, I had super dumb fish puns 90% of the movie.
That is true. That's a good point. Okay. So I want to, for the first time, maybe ever, talk about something truly controversial on the podcast real quick.
Oh, crap.
I'm not here to offend anybody, but if you get offended, see your therapist. Have you been seeing the headlines about people comparing, just juxtaposing this movie and kind of spinning it off of people just don't want to see movies with female leads? Have you seen any of those headlines?
No, I haven't.
So, when a movie gets made and it has a female lead and the movie is bad, the movie does poorly at the box office.
Right.
Okay? Historically, when it has a female lead and the movie is good, it does well at the box office, but people choose to ignore that. And they say, people just don't want to see movies with female leads, right?
Is she
People are
the lead?
posting... What?
It's not, but it's not a...
Well, no. So this movie has a white male lead. and is doing poorly, right? So people are saying, oh, people just don't want to see movies starring straight white males. There's no other factors to this movie. See how it works? They're kind of being sarcastic and saying, look, it does not matter the race or gender of the lead. Truly, nobody cares. It's if the movie is good or not. And this movie and Morbius, straight white leads, which people say that's all people want to see, terrible movies, terrible at the box office, right? Yeah. Anyway, so I just had to bring that up because really, like, truly, there are so few people who do not want to see a movie because of the race or gender of the lead.
Oh, yeah.
That is such a small portion of people. So I just want everybody to give that a...
I've never even thought that.
No. Nobody's ever thought it, except for the people who like to post it online that... Because, I mean, people say... I mean, Kathleen Kennedy says the Star Wars sequels did bad because men didn't want to go see a Star Wars movie with a female lead.
I'm sorry. The episode 7's like number 2 all time.
Exactly.
Female led.
It's just, it's not about...
That's the most ridiculous thing ever.
If anything, let's be honest. If anything, men want to see women on the screen more. If I'm being completely honest. Okay? It's just that we want the movie to be good. And there's tons of female-led movies that are so good that do well in the box office. Okay? Yeah. So I'll just everybody, just stop.
Blindside.
Okay? Why is that the first movie that comes out? That is bizarre. And isn't that movie like super problematic now? Anyway.
It is, but didn't it do well at the box office?
Well, what's funny is the first movie I thought of was Annihilation, and that movie did terribly at the box office.
Yeah, it's $309 million on a $29 million budget.
That's crazy.
See?
So anyway, all I'm saying is...
You can even say Avatar is basically female-led.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So anyways, let's talk about the box office. So Joker right now is not having fun.
Oh, thank God.
I'll just say that.
I'm going to give it
Joker is
a box office
right
prediction
now,
of $5 because that's what I want.
Dude, do you know what it's at right now?
Well, I know overseas it did pretty well.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably like 170.
It's at 119.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Which, you know, for a first week is still good as far as movies go.
Yeah, but considering the fact that in the domestic weekend was 37.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Opening day for the original Joker was 40 million.
Yeah.
So it didn't even do the same in one day in 3 days.
Yeah.
So this looks like a typical movie. Almost a 30-70 split, domestic and worldwide. But I don't think this is going to get a 2.9 multiplier like normal movies do. I think this is already bombed, and I think it's going to continue to bomb because we're Wednesday now, and the gross total for domestic since opening weekend of 37.6 is only at 42 million, which means it's getting like 1, maybe 2 million. No, really like 1 million a day, maybe 2, which as a full 7-day weekend, that's like only 14 million total, possibly.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep what were you saying?
Sorry, I just have to jump backwards real quick because I forgot to say something.
Yeah.
The Joker and Harley Quinn do not do anything together in this movie at all. And there are literally promotional images of them dancing down the stairs together, which does not happen.
No.
Just so everybody knows.
The only time they ever do anything together is have sex in a solitary confinement cell that she somehow was able to be in.
And they are never even dressed up all the way together, like ever. No.
Or even pretend to escape from the prison. That's
so the fact that this movie, so the fact that this movie is called Madness of Two is maddening It is.
Yeah.
She does not do. They are not a duo in this movie. They are not.
They don't do anything together.
So I just had to also complain about that. So screw this movie. It's dead to me.
Yeah, it's
Okay, do you want to take
100%
a? Should we take a crack at predictions? See, I have a number and it's bonkers.
Okay.
And it
I'm
is.
wondering internationally if it's going to hold up.
Yeah. Okay, I have my number. It's bad.
Okay.
Do you have yours?
Yes.
Okay, you want to go first? You want me to?
Yeah. Yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. 256.
518.
Whoa!
I'm like way high, and I hope it doesn't do that. But
I was gonna say a 2.9 multiplier on the weekend is only 345.
is it?
Yeah.
I'm just.
But internationally,
I don't know.
it could do really well. It could.
That's the thing is like I saw the international numbers, and I'm like, like
It could.
are they
They
gonna
could really
like,
enjoy it.
Exactly. Like
It could just be fun movie for them.
right, and the title's in French, so it's like
Yeah.
France
Yeah.
is gonna watch this movie on repeat. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I don't even want it to do 256. I hope it doesn't even do that, but
no way. I hope it does 119.
yeah.
Yeah. Can I give you some more bad news?
Ooh, yes.
The Wild Robot is only at 104 million. And is not doing well internationally. Actually
Yeah.
has the opposite split. So
Yeah,
that's kind of a
which-
bummer.
It's such a bummer. I will say, though, it has exceeded expectations.
That's good.
But if you look at How to Train Your Dragon, where it did 494 million worldwide, I definitely not that I wouldn't need a sequel to The Wild Robot. I think it ended perfectly.
Yeah.
You technically didn't even need a sequel to How to Train Your Dragon, and then they made
Yeah.
2 incredible sequels.
The good news is the budget for How to Train Your Dragon was double The Wild Robot, which
Yeah.
only had a budget of 78 million. So it's like it's doing okay, right? But it's just I don't know. What did we guess? Dude, I'm too high on everything. You guess 141, I guess 291.
Oh,
Where do I get off, bro? Yeah.
141? Ooh. I don't even know if it's going to hit that.
Dude, I know. But so you might get a double dub here, bro.
Yeah, I might. That's so
You
sad. I
might
wish, I
win
mean,
that.
100 million's great. I just wish it was.
It's better than the Joker.
It's better than, to me, it's better than pretty much anything that's come out this year.
Yeah.
And it needs the love, but that's the same thing with. I've heard so much about Transformers 1 being super
Right.
awesome. And it's the same thing. Transformers 1 got 98 million. And it's probably dead. And it's like, go support something new. I understand we've had
Yeah.
Transformers movies, but like, this was different. It was a cool animation style. It was much different. This is the same thing with the Wild Robot. It's just when that happens, the studios, they don't keep making them.
Yeah.
If they don't do well, they stop making them because they don't want to spend the money. The Joker 2 has already made more than the Wild Robot, and it's
I know.
upsetting.
Yeah, it's lame. But I guess on the other hand, if we look at domestic, how long's the Wild Robot been out now? 2 weeks?
Yeah, not very long.
So it has made 67 million. domestically, while the Joker has made 42 domestic in a week. So it's like, honestly, it's doing okay domestically compared to the Joker.
I think The Wild Robot will probably end up better domestically than the Joker.
Interesting.
But internationally,
like total numbers?
Yeah, I think so. Because The Wild Robot almost doubled itself in the next week, and I do not think Joker 2 is going to do that.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I forgot to talk about this. This has the lowest cinema score in any comic book movie ever. You heard of cinema score?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got a D.
That's crazy.
It's the lowest it has ever been in any comic book movie ever created.
Wow.
Fantastic Four from 2015 was the next lowest, and it's like a C+.
Huh.
So.
Dude, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's real bad.
I think on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience is like 31 or something like that.
Dang.
Yeah, 31%. Which, go people. Like, destroy this dumb movie.
Yeah. Oh, that is the worst.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else?
No.
Craig, we've run out of movies.
We have.
That we're planning on seeing.
Yeah, now comes the scary stuff.
Now comes the scary stuff. So, also, I mean, welcome everybody to another Reactober.
Yeah.
Where we're going to be doing scary movies, which we just did our first one, Joker. Not scary for the right reasons, but scary nonetheless.
Yep, 100%.
We've got some scary movies in the pipeline. Can I tell you something that I kind of want to see that is definitely dumb that I want to see? Smile 2. I've been seeing I see a trailer for Smile 2 about 6 times a day.
Did you see Smile?
They're just marketing that movie. No. Did you see Smile? Have you ever heard of Smile?
Yeah, I've heard of Smile. It looked good.
Oh, okay. Smile 2 looks kind of like entertaining and super freaky.
The first one I heard was fun.
I kind of want to watch it.
Okay.
Even though it looks really scary. I've never seen a scary movie in theaters.
Really?
But here are some things coming up that I am going to watch definitely. I am going to go see We Live in Time with Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that.
Because it's Courtney and I's celebrity crushes in a movie together, so it's like we kind of have to go see it, you know?
Obviously.
And then obviously Roblox the movie. Just kidding.
Piece by piece?
I don't know. Piece by piece. And then tickets for Wicked just went on sale today.
Okay.
I'm very conflicted about seeing Venom. Because I saw the first 2, so it almost feels like I just need to go see the last one just because I saw the first 2, but also like I hated the first 2.
Yeah. No, see, I love the first one and I hated the second one, and now I don't even want to see the third one.
Oh, it's so bad. And then Moana 2 is coming out of nowhere, but I'm sure I'll see it.
Yeah, I'll go see that one. I'm sure we'll see that with the kids.
Yeah, and then I'll see Wicked. Dude, you missed have you seen the trailer for Red 1?
Red 1?
Yeah. So they played it last night. You missed it. It's a Christmas movie starring Chris Evans and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, gosh, I hate The Rock.
It is rated PG-13. It looks like it's an action movie.
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah, he's Santa Claus. Not full
What am I
action.
looking at?
Yeah, no, I know. I watched the trailer and it was the most confusing moment of my entire night, and I saw Joker too. So, yeah. My guess is it's going to be terrible, but also kind of like the trailer made it look like kind of fun. So we'll see if I go see that. It's like an action comedy.
Bonnie Hunt as Mrs. Claus?
It looks like every action comedy that Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson were in over the last like 4 years, but Christmas themed, and not Ryan Reynolds, but Chris Evans instead.
What?
And then I will see Gladiator 2. I will see Wicked. I will see Moana 2.
Lindsay's been wanting to see Wicked, so we might go see that one.
Okay. Oh, and then Sonic. So there's movies.
Yeah, there's some movies.
There's movies coming. It's not like a super exciting end of year.
No.
There's nothing I'm just crazy stoked for, but 2025 I think is going to be bonkers.
I think so. Because just the two. We've got Mission Impossible 8, and I'm assuming
is it
the
coming
last
for real
Spider-Verse.
though? Is it official? Mission Impossible 8?
I think so. Yeah, May 23rd.
Dang, that's so far away.
And then
Like 7 months away. And then we got Captain America. We've got Mickey 17, which I'm very intrigued by.
we got Beyond the Spider-Verse, but we don't know when.
Yeah.
Um,
And then is that also Fantastic Four, or is that the next year?
Oh, I think
Probably
Fantastic
not.
Four is next year.
Thunderbolts is next year, which I also am excited for, actually.
Yeah, 2025. July.
Oh, and Dirty Dancing 2, which we have all been waiting for.
Yes.
Oh, and Jurassic World Rebirth, which I'm also excited for, because Jurassic World, I mean, the last one sucked, but everything else is exciting. Oh, yeah, Fantastic Four July. I mean, dude, we're back to three Marvel movies a year at least. Which is either going to be great, and then we got Tron. So I'm just saying, there's stuff that is either going to be really awesome or so disappointing.
I'm hoping Tron is not going to be Joker 2.
Yeah, like Tron is one of those movies that is high stakes in both directions. Like it's either going to be amazing or everyone's going to be super pissed off. And I don't see an in between there.
So it's got that going for it.
Yeah.
Not Daft Punk, but
no.
Oh, did you see the trailer for Thunderbolts?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It looks actually legit.
I'm serious. I'm like really excited for that movie. I like pretty much everybody who's in there. I like all of those characters except for the stupid Captain America. But he's kind of made to be hated, you know? So
yeah.
But everybody else I like. So
also, why is Harrison Ford still acting?
Dude, I don't know.
He's literally 82 years old.
I don't wish death upon him, but I do wish retirement upon him.
Just retirement. No, of course I don't want death upon him. He's a great guy, but just like stop, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah. When you're 82, you don't need to be acting anymore.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. All right. Should we bring her home?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's bring her home. Thank you, everybody, for another incredible episode of your favorite reaction time, which, as we all know, stands for really evil Arctic caterpillars. Take in only newts. Titanium implants often...
Nope.
Dang it. Titanium implants might explode.
Yes, they might. Don't get the titanium implants, everybody.
Those really evil Arctic caterpillars, man.
Dude, honestly, yeah. Seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
We will see you next week, and we don't know what for.
Nah, we'll probably do a scary movie.
Yeah, we'll do. Oh, yeah, we'll do a scary movie.
Yeah, we'll do a scary movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
See you all later. Bye.